But, it's for me, for the past almost 3 years now, there's been a little bit of a transformation from who I used to be to where I'm trying to go today. And, I'll be the first person, and I always have been, no matter what's been going on in my life, for me, it's always been internally. It's never been portrayed outwards. But when I see someone who is really battling and is becoming, has more freedom in their life, has had more liveliness in their life, and they're promoting this self-love and this self-care and this, transformation that they're going through, that's admirable to me. And that's amazing, that people can do that. And I've gone through that, but I've also been the person who has let ego take over his life, even through self-love, in the time of self-love, excuse me. And, I wrote this post on my Instagram, it was self-love versus ego, because a lot of times, and I see it on people's Instagrams, and I see it in people's normal life, where they confuse their ego with their self-love. A lot of the stuff that they're going through, and a lot of the stuff that they are currently building is ego driven. Yeah. It's not because of self-love. And I know because I've done it. I've been there.
So you think social media encourages that behavior, especially with like the social media influencers?
I think so. It's not true self-love. Self-love is happiness in your surroundings and who you are, no matter who you are, no matter what time of the day, but ego is just, boom, let's take this picture of myself happy for 15 minutes in front of the Gucci store. That's not self-love, man. That's ego. That's your ego telling you to take that picture.
Got it.
Your ego is going to tell you, like, self-love says to you, and this is me talking from my experience only, obviously. Self-love is telling you, take your time, find the right job, do your homework, make sure what's the best fit for you. Your ego says, take that $90,000 a year job, whether you're going to be miserable or not. Yeah. And self-love, I mean, I've done it. I've taken a career job for $65,000, $55,000 a year, but I was happy. I was happy with my surroundings. But I've also taken that job where it was $90,000 a year because my ego told me,
you deserve to take this job.
Let's do this, And to me, it's just, I talked to Joe. I was like, what's your take on self-love versus ego? When do we know when to differentiate? When do we know what the difference is?
I like that. That is too. It's an interesting conversation. It even kind of makes you think, like you said, like within yourself, like, oh damn, have I ever done something, for ego or for self-love, and how do you decide? Do you think that more the question is deciding like you should know it in yourself or others?
I mean, and once again, like I can't, and I won't talk for anybody. I can only talk for myself.